They are working with Black, brown women and LGBTQ clients. So I am writing this book with my people in mind, with my Black women in mind, with my women in mind, with my brown folks in mind, with my women in mind in general, with my LGBTQ people in mind. I'm writing the book for us. I started a store in our middle school because my friends kept getting in trouble because they were going to the corner store to get snacks midday, and they were coming back to school late. And get this, they were unavailable for me to talk to them in class. And so I felt that it was a personal problem that the school needed to address. I, LaNail, was missing out on good social time and peer development because the school didn't have a store.
Change the Real, a podcast with Monique Velasquez and
Piper Kessler. For over 20 years, we've run a video production business that has achieved what only 3% of women entrepreneurs have done.
exceed $250,000 in revenue. We want to see business owners that look like us succeed. That's why we've started this podcast.
Change the Reel will drop twice a month.
We'll release 2 types of episodes. One is with Piper and I kicking it and talking about using video in business.
And the second features conversations with business owners using media to drive diverse perspectives. This is Change the Reel.
Representation starts here.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, I'm Monique.
And I'm Piper Kessler. And I'm excited to get to know and introduce our guest, Dr. LaNail Plummer. She is a badass with more than 18 years in the mental health field. She specializes in the care of young women, the Black community, and members of the LGBTQ plus community.
She's a United States military veteran and the CEO of Onyx Therapy Group. Her expertise has been featured in publications such as Forbes, The Today Show, Essence, New York Magazine, Time Magazine, and The Washingtonian.
And she's about to become a published author. Dr. Plummer is finalizing her first book, The Essential Guide for Counseling Black Women. Look for its release from Norton Publishing. Dr. Plummer has hosted and been a guest of several podcasts. She focuses on being authentic, adding her face and voice to the conversation as a professional in the mental health field.
Today, we want to talk to Dr. Plummer about representation in media and how she's working to shift society's construction of Black, brown, and LGBTQ identity. Welcome, Dr. Plummer.
Yay, thank you. Y'all make me sound extra good. Thank you, thank you.
I'm sure there's a longer list that we could have put up, but we tried to shorten it down there.
We hit the big highlights.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no,
Thank
you
you.
have such an accomplished resume, and we are really thrilled to have this connection today. And I know we met through a virtual meeting with the National LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce.
That's right.
I love the opportunity in a business setting to talk to other entrepreneurs that are interested in representation in media.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Yes. That was several months ago now, right? Like almost half a year has passed, but what a wonderful opportunity for us both to be able to meet each other. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So what we're going to start out with, if you could hand out your flowers today, who would you honor for shaping your entrepreneurial journey? And this can be somebody that you may have never met in person.
Oh my gosh, just one person?
We've had people name more than one, so.
What a tough thing. You know, I'm not of the mindset that I pulled myself up by my own bootstrings, right? Like I absolutely believe somebody gave me the boots, somebody taught me how to walk, somebody gave me the strings, somebody taught me how to pull. I am a manifestation and a representation of the community, which is why I feel the need to give back to the community. I think coming immediately, what comes to mind are my middle school counselor. She is the first person who allowed me to start a business. I started a store in our middle school because my friends kept getting in trouble because they were going to the corner store to get snacks midday, and they were coming back to school late. And get this, they were unavailable for me to talk to them in class. And so I felt that it was a personal problem that the school needed to address. I, LaNail, was missing out on good social time and peer development because the school didn't have a store. So I said something similar to my school counselor way back in the early 90s. And she said, you know what, LaNail, let's go ahead and see if you can start a store. And so I did start a store, and that store is still running today. The school is Vallejo Middle School, and it is still running in the school today. The second person around my entrepreneurial journey would probably be one of our military commanders when I was a military brat. I still affectionately use the term brat. And my dad was in the United States Army, and we were in Korea. And I mentioned to the base commander, I can't remember his name right now, but I mentioned to him that the soldiers get an opportunity to have a battle buddy, if you will, when they go to a new location. There's somebody who reaches out to them and they say, welcome to our base. These are some things you can do. I'm excited to meet you when you get here. And all of that beautiful stuff to allow for the soldier to have a good transition to their new duty station. And of course, we were overseas in Korea, and I was in high school at the time. So, high school could be really challenging for students when it comes to interpersonal relationships and friendships. And so one day I was like, why do the soldiers get to have this and their children don't get to have this? Like, we're also affected by this move. We're also leaving our friends. We're leaving our friends during high school, which is a pivotal time in our development. And so I went to the base commander and I pitched this idea. I didn't know it was pitching, but I pitched the idea to him, and he was like, okay, LaNail, so what do you want to do? And I was like, I need an office space. I need access to the soldiers' children's home addresses so I can start writing them letters. I need this to go in the newspaper so that all the soldiers will know that this is happening, and I need to be paid. And so he said, okay, why don't you go ahead and try it? And I tried it, and that program is still in operation today as well. So those were the first two people who listened to my business ideas. I didn't know they were business ideas at the time. They were really, again, focused on the community, right? Like, how do we get to talk and hang out in school, which was our safe space because it was California in the early 90s. So it wasn't always safe. Not our area, rather, wasn't safe. And so how do we have safety and have conversation and development? And on the other side, with the military, how do we form community? So I've always had ideas that were community oriented. Aside from them, my dad has always been a person to allow me to have a voice. He was a single father. Rarely at that time did you see Black men raising their children alone. They were, usually raising their children with a partner, but my dad made the decision to be a single father, raising a spunky girl like me, right? So he never silenced me. He always listened to my thoughts and my goals and, solutions to problems, which is what I think one of the elements of entrepreneurship. So my dad is absolutely in there. In present time, of course, God, always God, but he's not quite a person, right? So I would say, my school counselor, our base commander in Seoul, Korea, in Itaewon, in Yongsan, Korea, and then my daddy, Vincent Plummer.
We have a little bit of commonality. My dad was a career Air Force, and we moved around quite a bit. Our experience was by a few decades difference, or at least a decade. So that is an amazing thing to be able to have, like, those battle buddies and the kids going from base to base. That particular base specifically is amazing. So also in your field, do you have somebody that you feel like is doing a really good job of representation, specifically in your field? Maybe you know them and they're doing an amazing job, or you haven't met them and you want to give them a shout out for doing a good job of representation and, affecting specific communities.
Absolutely. Dr. Joy Bradford, she is the owner of Therapy for Black Girls, and she created this platform far before the pandemic. But when the pandemic happened, it was a very accessible tool for Black folks to use to start getting therapy. And shortly after that, there was a spinoff site called Therapy for Black Men. And that's not owned by Dr. Joy, but it's owned by someone else. And so it made it quite easy to be able to get access for Black folks who have taboos, who have historically had taboos, or have been silenced around talking about their mental health because of the social and financial implications for that, right? Like, it's tricky to talk about your mental health when people still judge mental health, and your job can be determined by whether you have mental health issues or not, and your livelihood could be affected by whether you have mental health issues or not. And so many Black people are not necessarily talking about their mental health issues, but to have a platform where they know that it's safe and that people that look like them and speak like them are there. Now, we recognize that Black folks are not monolithic, but there is common language that's used in cultural upbringing that makes things a little easier to talk about, as opposed to having a client having to educate their counselor. So absolutely, Dr. Joy Bradford. My headquarters is here in the DC area. And so there's people like Dr. Barbara Brown, who owns the Capital Consortium, that has been really helpful in making sure that marginalized communities have access to mental health services. There's the Mecca Group, which is owned by Dr. Mercedes Eubanks and Dr. Keisha Mack, who have been amazing. And then I have the opportunity as an entrepreneur to be a part of a beautiful organization that was founded about 2.5 years ago called the Bow Collective. Over 200 Black women who own businesses, who lean in on each other to make sure that our businesses are maximizing. So where a lot of our organizations, civic organizations, are centered on developing the community, the Bow Collective is centered on developing Black women entrepreneurs. So I think, and that owner is Dr. Nick Kober. So between those people, I think they have set a really strong foundation for me in my field, both as a therapist and as a businesswoman, because I see myself in several different industries. I'm a department chair at a university, so I'm in academia. I am a CEO, so I'm a businesswoman, and I am also a therapist. And so 3 different fields that I sit in.
So I'm hearing you don't sleep a lot.
I do sleep a lot. That's so funny, Monique. I sleep a lot. And people are always like, how do you do it? I will tell you that I have been gifted with great time management. That is my gift. And then I get to also hone in on it as a skill and get better at it. But I am very good with time management, with energy management, and with prioritizing. And so because of that, I'm able to do a lot of things.
Pivot a little bit and talk about your business. What's the heart of what you do? And what keeps you motivated to show up and create your business specialty? Now, I know you're like, you've got this department chair and then you've got the Onyx Therapy Group. So talk about the business.
The business Onyx Therapy Group, what keeps me going is knowing that I'm helping people. I came into the work because I wanted to help. I was a young child again in Southern California, and I couldn't understand why there were some groups of people who were living the American dream, and they had the houses and the fences and the dogs and the children and the vacations. And then there were some of us that were struggling to make ends meet, and we needed a lot of assistance and government assistance and nonprofit and corporate assistance. Now, keep in mind, I was only about 7 or 8 when I started to think about these things. But so I didn't know anything about systems. I didn't know much about oppression. I didn't know about the gaps in education, the gaps in wealth. I didn't understand the implications that slavery had on my people, or that immigration had on folks. I didn't understand that. All I saw as a 7-year-old was that there were some people who were living what was in the books, right? Because I was a big nerd. I read all the time. The library and Kmart were my favorite places. Kmart because that's where my Barbies were, and the library because that's where my books were, right? And so I needed to understand that. And I also, this may sound dark, so Piper and Monique, just bear with me for a second. But I was also growing up in Southern California, like I mentioned. I ate cereal many mornings for my breakfast. In fact, I just had some little bit ago, some Cheerios. But I ate cereal in the morning for breakfast. And then one day on the news, again, I was in elementary school, I heard that there was a serial killer. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I have got to stop eating cereal because there is a person who's out here killing people who eat cereal. I cannot eat cereal. And I ate cereal by the window so I could look outside. And I was like, they're going to get me. The person's going to get me. My mom said, why are you not eating your cereal anymore? Like, what happened to your cereal? I was like, well, I can't eat cereal because the serial killer is going to get me. And she was like, girl, that is not how this works. Like, first off, that's not even the right spell. Like, it's not the same thing, girl. It's not the same thing. which then got me interested in serial killers. I mean, are they killing people who eat Cheerios? Is this Frosted Flakes? Like, what is this that's going on here?
You had to
So I got
know.
interested in, right. I was serious about it. I told you I was a nerd. So I had to start not Googling, because we didn't have Google in the 80s, but I went to the library and I used that good Dewey Decimal System, and I read everything I could about serial killers at a young age. I was in elementary school, and I became fascinated because it tied into decision making, right? Like, how do these people make these decisions and these people make these decisions? And so it all kind of intersected, and I decided that I wanted to go to college to study serial killers. And so then when I got to Howard University, which is where I attended for my undergraduate and one of my graduate degrees, I ended up, meeting other people and doing other things, but counseling still became the focus in psychology because it allowed me to understand decision-making process, which aligns with how I engage in therapy right now, both as a cognitive therapist and also behavioral. So I guess that's kind of how I got into the work. So keep in mind, a lot of this was formed when you talk about entrepreneurship. That first experience was in middle school, decision-making and serial killers. That was in elementary school. So by the time I was 11, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, which is a blessing for me, but it's allowed me to propel really quickly, which is why I'm able to have all these things on my resume, because as a young person, I had an idea of what I was most interested in. I'm not sure if that fully answered your question, Monique. I know I gave a whole lot of extra information in there.
It doesn't matter because it's fascinating.
That's exactly.
Okay.
I mean, part of it is, the journey to entrepreneurship is different for everybody. What makes you show up is your curiosity and self-reflection that you saw disparity in different communities. I'm with you on that, because you look at that and you're like, well, how come they get to do that? I mean, my dad, their dad seemed to be doing the same thing.
Right.
And what was the subtle difference? And it's not till later, till somebody who's an adult sort of sits you down and says, look, we're not like them because
Yeah,
of whatever reasons are affecting or impacting your community.
that's right.
I am intrigued and amazed that you had that self-awareness as a kid to.
Yeah.
It's a cute story about the cereal, which is a lovely little segue into something dark.
It is, right?
Yeah, it totally is. It makes for a fascinating conversation. Let's talk about the moment that you realized, and I know that we're talking about this, that in your industry, that something might have been missing. And how did it push you to create change that you wanted to see? Because you're seeing all these role models.
Yeah.
The Dr. Bradford and these collectives that are going on. Where along your journey did you decide, me as a doctor is going to make a difference? We're not just going to sort of have these, we know that research in the 80s was done on a lot of white subjects. And so the data is kind of skewed in that direction. So where did you
That's right.
figure out that, okay, we need this data to be more representative of the Black and brown communities, the LGBTQ community? What was it that made you think I can make
Yeah.
a difference?
I think I could also answer that while answering the other part of the question, the second question that you asked around what gets me up and going in the day. I didn't know who Dr. Bradford, Dr. Barbara Brown, Dr. Ebanks, and Dr. Mack were. I didn't know who they were. In fact, I don't even know if their businesses were established when mine was. But let me explain that. I came into therapy because I wanted to study decision making and I wanted to understand people's psyche. And I knew that there was disparity. And I started to think, well, if my ancestors were able to live through slavery, if my ancestors were able to live through Reconstruction, if my ancestors were able to survive through these different wars, then it means that we have some sort of innate resilience, right? And we have some sort of ability that allows us to persevere. So if we can channel that energy and that historical collective understanding and knowledge, then what would happen if we had the clear mental health, right? Like we were able to process through our oppression and our marginalization so that those things weren't boggling us down. So we had clarity and we had our spiritual and ancestral resources. Who would we be? How would we be? And that is where I was like, well, my goal is to help heal the Black community, right? So I think about myself, I identify as a healer, mental health as a healer. So my goal is to heal things that people are aware of and also things that people are not aware of. Even in our physical health, we have undiagnosed physical elements, right? In our mental health, we have undiagnosed elements as well. So what would happen if I can take how I am gifted, which is very analytical, which is very organized and linear kind of thinking. What would happen if I could take my gifts along with my skills of eventually becoming a doctor and use that to educate the community, use that to provide therapy for the community, use that to heal the community? So that is what brings me into the work every day. I also get to do that with people who are similar to me, people who are in the LGBTQ community, people who are Black, people who are women, people who have understanding of certain things. And so then we get to form an additional community. So I'm helping and healing the community while also forming community. And I think that's why Onyx doesn't have a lot of turnover, because my staff feels so connected here with us, right? Thank you. So all of that is what keeps me going and keeps me motivated into the work that we get to do here. I think I got so excited there. There was a second part of the question that I completely missed. I know I did, Piper and Monique. You got to tell me again. What did I miss?
Roll that back, please. Yeah, the moment, push to create change.
Oh, yes, of course. All right. So what was happening at the time is that I knew I had in me all of this desire to help and heal the community, right? And then I decided that I was going to start working with young children, because if we take it back to decision making, that's a skill set that if you learn it early, it helps you throughout your whole life. And if we think about mental health, you learn it early, then it helps you throughout your whole life. And we think about serial killers. All the serial killers had trauma in their youth. And so if I could intervene on that trauma, then maybe I could prevent a serial killer, right? Like I don't want no more sociopaths in the world or psychopaths. So I started my career by going into the schools, because I was like, I will work with the young people first. And in working with young people, I have access to their parents, right? Because their parents are like, help me and my child. So then I could embed into family therapy. And from that, people could get individual therapy as well. So all of this kind of started, and where the business eventually came is that there were tons of people now who knew about my work, who understood the cultural competency that I had, who understood my personality and my skill set. Because I'm different. People often describe me as complex because I am nerdy, but I'm also very relatable. And so it becomes challenging for people because I don't fit in the box. But all of that is how I believe that God designed me, so that I could do my purposeful work, which was around building out this business and doing therapy in those ways. So the business is not the purpose. The business is the vessel for the purpose to be done. And so all of this came about because where there was a gap, Black therapists were not easily accessible. There were not a lot. I mean, I've been a therapist for almost 20 years. There wasn't a lot. And then if they were unrelatable because they were either nerded out completely, right? Like, we love our terms, we love our hormones and our chemicals in our brains, we love neuroscience, we love theories and therapies and jargon and techniques. So either they nerded out and the client was like, this is too much, I don't know what's going on, or it felt way too relatable, like they were talking to their cousin or their homegirls, and so they weren't getting what they needed. So they needed somebody that was kind of in the middle. And that's where I came in. And so it was about helping the Black community, healing the Black community, supporting the community. Later, when I came out, I've always been interested in the LGBTQ community, always. I was 7 years old, again, childhood, when I knew who I was. But it wasn't always safe, right, to talk about that. And so I didn't come out publicly until I was 33. And that came because I felt like there was a conversation between me and God, where God was saying to me, how am I supposed to bless you with all of these things in the world? How am I supposed to give you more clients to help, more clients to heal, and you are not even acknowledging the gift of gay that I have given you, right? Like, it is a gift to me to be a part of this community, but I was hiding that. So how do you help people to be authentic and you're not being authentic yourself? You know what I mean? And so that was one of the motivators to come out. Yeah.
And I'm interested too, how long were you in the military? How long were you in the Army?
personally, I was in the military for 8 years, and my father was in for 26 years. So for a significant number of years of my life, I was associated with the military. And I had soldiers, because I was an officer in the military. So I had soldiers who I knew were gay. They would just not say that. They would give their partner an androgynous kind of name. So Samantha would be Sam, and Timothy would be T, and so I knew that there was something that was going on there, but I couldn't ask because it was illegal. And there were fears that if they told me, it would be something else. So there were subtle things that I was picking up on to let me know. But I didn't come out while I was in the military. I came out afterwards.
But there is a big influence there. I mean, I served at a time when there was no such thing as don't ask, don't tell. It was just like,
Right.
you're out, right?
Yeah.
And so it does impact what you do professionally for a while. I didn't stay in. And so I was able to come out I guess it was in college. I think about it, I was leaving college. And I was able to.
And I have fun in college now, Monique. I have fun in college.
I'm not
I did,
saying.
and I had experiences, Monique. I had experiences, okay, in college, in my 20s, in my 30s.
I recognize too that just because you didn't publicly do it doesn't mean that you weren't, sort of understanding and aware of who you were. I mean, that is a
That's
very
right.
different thing. I had a friend who was a career military who was not out, but I knew them, and they hung out with us and all our friends and did the things, played softball or whatever. So that is something that I know can impact your experience, right, being in the military.
Yeah.
Back then, there was that don't ask, don't tell. So that is something that does shape what you do, right, and how
Yes.
you perform. And I think kudos to you for being there and aware and probably doing your best to live your life and to help those soldiers around you also be the best professional soldier they could be too.
Yes. Thank you.
And so inclusion obviously matters to you. And as a business owner, what's the most rewarding or challenging part of weaving that into your work?
Oh, man. I love being on podcasts, but when I'm on there, I'm like, okay, what is the answer for today, right? Because every day there's something different, right? So inclusion for me is, yes, race and gender. It's also socioeconomic status, is, sexual orientation. It's also education levels, experience levels, and things like that. So Onyx is so beautiful because while we are mostly Black folks, we have diversity in the education levels. We have interns that are here. We have folks that are novice counselors. We have seasoned counselors. We have doctorates, folks with doctorates. We have we're international. So we have folks in the continent of Africa, folks here in the United States. We have different languages that are spoken. Inclusivity includes all of that to me. On the website, it may look like we're monolithic in race and gender, but it's more diverse in so many other ways that create beautiful cultural synergy. Our inclusivity looks like understanding where everybody is and what they want. One of the big things, Piper, that was important to me when I started the company was that I needed to create a safe space for Black folks to work in, particularly because when I started the business 12 years ago, there were no DEI efforts, right? There were not things where people were looking, what is the experience of these Black and brown folks? What are these experiences of these women, And I was coming out of the military where we couldn't even have our hair locked or we couldn't style it a certain way because it didn't fit under our beret a certain way, right? So it wasn't safe to just be, coming into work and then people want to touch your hair or coming into work and what did you do over the weekend? And my weekend experiences look very different than your weekend experiences, right? Or I even was a single mother for a large part of my children's life. And that's a whole other experience, right? And there comes with stereotypes and negativity that are understood differently by people who the stereotype is placed on versus those who make the stereotype. So what I really wanted in my company was for everybody to feel safe. What that means now is that everybody in my company has my cell phone number. If there's something that's happening, they could reach out to me directly. It means that if people want to negotiate parts of their salaries, or their pay, then there's room to do that because I need you to use your voice. You're not silenced here, right? Like if you need flexibility in your schedule, psychological safety includes a sense of belonging. It includes learning. It includes contributing, and it includes challenging. And so I wanted a company that was psychologically safe, not just because we were therapists and educators, but because we're humans who are oftentimes oppressed in our workspaces. So Onyx needs to be the safe haven for people to come and to heal and to resolve, and not just for my clients, for my counselors too. They matter so much to me also. They matter to me equally so of my clients.
And in this current atmosphere, it made me very appreciative of what I get to do, who I get to work with, that I get to choose my work atmosphere. I was wondering, like, how are you guys dealing with all that? Because you've got clients experiencing and you've got staff experiencing at the same time.
And Piper, is your question based off of the business, or is your question based off of the culture within the company?
It's based on the outer atmosphere of everything that's happening right now. I would say, from a business perspective, you're dealing with clients that, because of what is happening in our atmosphere right now and the government and all, they're dealing with things that also your staff is probably experiencing a lot of too. And they've got to help the clients. And at the same time, I would imagine in the business, you're kind of probably coming up with ways of talking to each other to help you deal and keep your sanity right now with what is happening.
When I've been talking to people over the last, say, 4 months or so about what's going on, and people are discouraged or, losing hope, I remind them that our ancestors have lived through worse times than this. Our ancestors lived through slavery and brutalization. We experienced mass murder here, but they also went through public murder, right? Lynching on trees and public sanctions, and they were in segregation, and there were so many things that our ancestors lived through, and they already gave us the blueprint to make it through this, right? What it means is that we need to go back to some of our classic books, because they all wrote in there. James Baldwin, Toni Morrison, Ralph Ellison, they told us what to do. Maya Angelou, they told us. We need to also talk to our elders, right? Because they lived through it. And sometimes elders don't feel that their voices are valued because there's new technology and there's all this stuff. So what we do at Onyx is we lean back on community. We form community. I form community. I talk to my staff all the time. We have a group me where we laugh and kiki. We have our emails. We have 2 meetings a month where they're learning and talking and spending time together. We have our quarterly gatherings and parties because we're international, so people have to come in town. But if I could make them feel good and safe and seen and heard, there's a parallel effect to that. In therapy, we call it isomorphism, when it's subconscious and we don't know what's going on. But what I give to my staff, they give to their clients, and the clients give that to their community, and they give that to their family. When it's logical and we know what's going on, it's called parallel processing. It's like dropping a rock into a pond. I drop the rock. The first wave is my staff. The second wave is their clients. The third wave is the communities. And it just keeps expanding. So I have to be extremely grounded and focused in these times, which means I have boundaries around what I watch. I'm not on social media right now. I have boundaries on what I listen to. I listen to audiobooks. I don't listen to a lot of radio. I have boundaries there's 7 areas of boundaries that we have to have: time and ego, consumption. There's a lot of them. 7 of them, but I stay grounded so that as I am grounded, I could build community. And as I build community, my staff can build community. And as they build community, their clients can build community. And then community builds community and community. I'm not a savior. I want to make sure that I'm not sounding like some savior, some Jesus in here. What I am saying is I know what my role is in the work that I'm doing, and I stay active in my role.
I had a conversation a few weeks ago with a nonprofit leader who said very similar. we have gone through this. Our communities have gone through this. We are looking to our ancestors and the stories that came before us, how to survive this. And, I know, coming from a white perspective and a brown perspective is very different.
Yeah.
Not that poverty in your family wasn't also a blueprint, right? Because there is that. So it becomes a different story, in the Black and brown communities. We're more connected to those ancestral stories.
Right. It feels like, to me, seeing folks' reaction, it's like in the Black and brown community, I'm seeing that, well, community's always been there. In the white community, I feel like that's not there. It's not necessarily ancestral, dealing with and never talked about if it was dealt with. So it's like all of a sudden there is this, oh my God, what do we do?
It's a little bit of hysteria, right? And so,
right.
I always feel like, the grounding, and I think it's amazing that you've been able to self-aware, because not everybody is self-aware enough. Now, hopefully most therapists are, that they can bring these amazing classroom and book learning that they've had and this curiosity that they can create a culture. And it sounds like Onyx Therapy is an amazing place to be a part of, and not just as a staff, but as a client, somebody who was looking for wellness through you guys. So that is amazing. I'm going to pivot a little bit here since we have just a little bit more time. I'm talking
just
about
a little bit more time. What?
I know, it goes
never
by
mind.
so fast. We're having a good time.
What? We're just getting to the fun. Okay, all right.
Are we going to talk about the
podcast?
Yeah.
Your podcast. We spent a good couple hours with you and your friends on the couch.
Oh my God.
So we got to learn what was going on with y'all, and that was so much fun. And so I want to.
Oh yeah, the grown ass women, huh?
That's it. That was it. And so, like, I love the title, and I'm going to give you kudos, because a lot of entrepreneurs are a little bit hesitant of being in front, right? Especially Black and brown women are taught to, don't show off, don't, toot your own horn. But at the same time, this was such great representation and honest and so authentic, because you guys, the group was authentic, smart, and funny, and engaging,
and willing to disclose.
And so, like, that was so much fun to see from, somebody who looks like me. It's like, what? This is so awesome. And so I want to say that was amazing. And other than, like, the story that you said you were watching, you guys were watching, not Awkward Black Girl, but Insecure. You're watching Insecure with the girlfriend, the split, which was, like, hilarious to me. I thought it was a funny origin story. But before that, you're doing other podcasts. What made you decide, I need to do this?
The podcast with the grown ass women in particular?
Well, sort of. We could start there, but the other ones too. The more serious, the more focused ones.
I don't know if it's apparent here, but I'm an extrovert. I'm an extreme extrovert too. So I love to be outside. I want to talk to people. And like I mentioned, as a young person, I was always curious about who people were and who their decisions were. So I am a therapist because there's a career that aligns with who I naturally am, right? I didn't have to do anything extra I didn't have to fit into the work. The other podcasts, Spilling the Tea with Dr. P and On the Couch, those were because I want to hear about people. I want people to understand the intersection between certain lives and mental health, certain experiences and mental health. There's one podcast on Spilling the Tea with Torrance Swain, and he is a mixologist, right? He makes drinks. That's what he was doing at the time. And we intersected that with therapy. What is the connection between libations and mental health? And there's many, people, if they go overboard, it becomes a substance use issue. But if they're not overboard, it can have a different effect, right? And for some of us, even the libations is an honor to our ancestors. In certain neighborhoods, we say we pour a little liquor, right? But pouring libations is a part of ancestral connection. So Spilling the Tea and Sitting on the Couch were really about me engaging with the greater community about mental health thoughts and challenges. I did not like sitting on the couch because I was talking to a video. I wasn't engaging with anybody. So my team had questions for me to answer, and that's not my personality. I need to be with people. But now with grown ass women, those are my best friends, right? Those are my girls. And we, Monique and Piper, when we get together, we are a mess. We are laughing and cracking jokes, and we're dropping wisdom. We all come from these different industries. And, some of us, as you've seen on the podcast, we have Nikki, who is the double divorcee, right? Been married twice, and she brings that. And some are never been married. Like, it's such a diverse group of people that sometimes, and they were all my friends individually. I brought them all together, and that's how we all became close friends. And then later we had grown ass women. So that started because we were like, we are funny and people need to see this. Like, we are smart and people need to see this. Like, we're intellectual and people need to see this. And it was a counter to how some of media have been forming Black women friendships. There was always like these rifts. If I think about certain, I won't call the names out because I don't want us to get in any trouble, but there's certain shows that are centered on women and friendships, and there's always some drama in there. And so we were like, what's the counter to this? How do we show healthy friendships? How do we show healthy debate? How do we have healthy dialogue? How do we correct each other in healthy ways? How do we connect this to mental health? How do we connect this to risk management? How do we connect this to education? And so that's what we did. And we went through 3 seasons. Every time we're out, like just on Monday, we were all out. And somebody said, real randomly, Monique and Piper, they said, you look so familiar. Do y'all have a podcast? And we were like, yeah, we have a podcast, Grown As Women. And it was 4 of the 5 of us that were there. Dr. Malone wasn't there. And they were like, we love you, right? Like, this is it. And it's those moments that make us think like, you know what? We need to put the podcast back together because we've taken this hiatus and it needs to bring back. But it has impact. We have random people coming up to us. I'm surprised you all watched it. I'm honored, but also surprised. Like, we have random people like, oh, you are Janai Moore's car, right? Like, these things and they connect to us. And because it's 5 of us, anybody will connect with at least one of us. You know what I mean? Like, they will see themselves in us. So, oh my God, I can't wait. When I get off of here with you guys, I'm going to text them right now and they are going to be cracking up like, okay, girl, when are we recording again?
I know. Well, that was going to be like, okay, we know you're on hiatus and you're probably like, it's a big lift sometimes, but sometimes when you're with your friends, it's not such a big lift. It becomes like, okay, how do we afford the time? But really you're just it's just a good time together. It becomes a little bit like you got to deal with the tech and blah, blah, blah. But I would say, yeah, bring it back. We'll watch more.
I'll tell them. And we made it so fun. I don't know if you all saw it on YouTube or if you listened to it. Even on YouTube, where we recorded with video. And oh my gosh, I think Nikki was in charge of our outfits. So you saw we were color schemed and everything. Like, we just made it so fun. We thought we were on a talk show. We are on a talk show that is nationally syndicated.
You were. I mean, you were. It was what was it? The autumn? Everybody had to dress in autumn colors. I don't remember.
Yes. Yes.
That
and then for Christmas holiday time, we were dressed in like Christmas holiday attire and things like that. Just, just having fun and that's who we are when we get together. This is just who, so you can imagine what our text group looks like.
Yes, I can imagine. And so, like, there are certain things that we know in building a business, having the foundation and taking mental health, having those boundaries, taking care of your staff so that you, as the owner, as the captain of the ship, as it were, can go and do bigger things and lean into your strengths, which is your extrovert, which I love. And so I am thankful and excited to hear about what you're doing. As a business owner, I'm amazed that you have built the foundation for something that is so impactful, so close to us. And I don't know about your industry, so I'm really amazed and glad to hear that there are so many folks doing this lift to support a community, the Black, the brown, the LGBTQ. So I am super happy to have you here today and thank you for your time.
And we're excited to hear about the new book coming out. Again, The Essential Guide for Counseling Black Women. And
yeah, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about your journey to the book. We've got just a little bit more time.
Okay, I'll make it brief because every story is a long story for me, right? Basically, I had it in my heart to write a book, but I thought I was writing a book about my life because people ask me questions about it because it's been a beautiful life. I truly love my life, but it had its ups and downs, of course. And so I thought that's what I was going to write the book about. I met a young woman who had a book already, and we started talking about that. I had started drafting my book. We started talking about her book. And she was like, LaNail, why don't I introduce you to my publisher? And I was like, no way, I'm not ready, right? Like my fear got in the way. And I'm a therapist, right? I was able to label the fear. I knew what it was, but I was just like, oh my gosh, am I going to let fear get in the way? And so about an hour after that call ended, I went ahead and sent her an email with some of my thoughts. And she forwarded to the publisher. I met with that person on a Thursday. She forwarded to the publisher who called me on Friday, who then asked for us to have a meeting together on Tuesday. And by the end of that month, I had a book outline. That next month, I had everything submitted to Norton, and they went ahead and approved the contract. And about a month later, I had the contract was ready, and I can't think of the term right now, but basically the first payment to the book. And
your advance.
My advance. And then I started writing, and I've been writing. And funny enough, they don't often do it. Rarely do they do it, but the first book will come out pre-sale later this year. But in January, they went ahead and approved me for a second book. So they never signed for a second book unless the first book has been done. So I'm actually working on my second book right now, which is The Essential Guide for Diverse Clinical Supervision. So again, looking at the focus of the book is for clinicians who are doing supervision and development, but they are working with Black, brown, women, and LGBTQ clients. So I am writing this book with my people in mind, with my Black women in mind, with my women in mind, with my brown folks in mind, with my women in mind in general, with my LGBTQ people in mind. I'm writing the book for us so that we get the development that we need. So it's been a beautiful process. And what's even cooler is that my publisher who works with me, her name is Deborah. She's also part of the LGBTQ community. So we get to vibe on supporting each other, and she lifts me as she climbs as well. So now there will be 2 books that's written by me that'll be out published by Norton. And then we will work on the 3rd book because my goal is now to have 3 books by the time I'm 50. So I got a couple more years ahead of me. So I just write, I teach, I do therapy, I supervise, I build a business, I write, I exercise, I do all that fun stuff. But writing is joyful and it is new.
Kudos. And
well-deserved.
Well-deserved. You have put out a lot of energy.
Yeah. And so
extrovert.
Tell our audience how they could connect or work with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone, whether you are a client or a clinician and you want to practice with Onyx, whether you're a student and you want to attend the university that I go to or that I'm the department chair at, whether you want to read the book or you want any type of engagement with me, just simply reach out to me via the website. So the website is onyxtherapygroup.com, onyxtherapygroup.com. And at the end, there'll be a contact page. You just fill out your information in the contact page, and within 24 hours, somebody will reach out. I love the work I get to do in media, so it's funny to say it, but there's been so much work that I've had the opportunity to do. So simply put my name in your internet Google search, right? Or your whatever search you use, but put in my name, Dr. LaNail R. Plummer. On social media, you can follow me on Instagram, Dr. LaNail Plummer and Onyx Therapy Group, LinkedIn, Dr. LaNail Plummer and Onyx Therapy Group, YouTube, Onyx Therapy Group, the podcast, Onyx Therapy Group. Everything is branded Onyx Therapy Group, so it's easy to find me and the work that I'm doing.
You see why I said badass at the beginning. So, like everything, got it covered.
Got it covered. Well, thank you for taking the time out today to be with us. I'm really glad we connected. We'll see you next time.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Change the Real. If you like the episode, subscribe,
Share it or leave a comment. And remember,
representation starts here. Hasta pronto!
see you soon.